Right now, a state of emergency in New Orleans for multiple parishes. This morning, we can confirm at least 150 structures damaged, one man dead after an EF3 tornado touched down on Tuesday. Take a look at this video from Chalmette, Louisiana, captured by a woman on the ground, watching the moments the tornado made contact with the ground. The EF3 rating is preliminary, could be updated again. The National Weather Service says the damage stretches for 11 miles. Now, most of the damage is concentrated in Arabi. It's a community of around 4,500 people east of New Orleans. Maxar collected these satellite images of the area on Wednesday, and we're expecting a final assessment from the Weather Service later today.
Tonight, the Denver Public School Board will vote on proposals that could limit the flexibility of what are called innovation schools. These schools can opt out of some policies that traditional schools follow. Think things like standard school hours, standard curriculum, or even parts of the collective bargaining agreement between the district and the union. Some board members said they wanted to start this conversation now before the district and union start negotiating a new contract and before dozens of innovation schools are due for renewal in the near future. The board meeting tonight will be virtual only. The DPS website said the district, quote, could not accommodate in-person public attendance.
For the first time, the United States has made a formal determination that Russian troops have committed war crimes in Ukraine. This comes as we officially hit that 1-month mark since Russian forces invaded Ukraine.
The United Nations and other credible observers have confirmed hundreds of civilian deaths, and we believe that the exact civilian death toll will be in the thousands.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the assessment was based on a careful review of public and intelligence sources since Russia invaded Ukraine.
Now, this is a reversal from the Biden administration's previous stance. Colleen Long with our sister station in York, Pennsylvania, explains what this actually means.
Who exactly can be considered a war criminal, and what specific crimes bring about that distinction? War crimes are any actions carried out during the conduct of a war that violate accepted international rules of war. According to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court, such actions include willful killing, torture, and extensive destruction and appropriation of property. It also includes intentionally directing attacks against civilian populations or against individual civilians not taking direct part in the conflict. The most likely way that Putin could come into the picture as a war criminal, though, is through the widely recognized legal doctrine of command responsibility. If commanders order or are in a position to know about crimes and did nothing to prevent them, they can be held legally responsible.
Right now, President Biden is in Brussels for an emergency NATO meeting. Today, the world leaders will discuss the response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and Ukrainian President Zelensky will also join remotely to speak and ask for more help. As for Biden, he is expected to announce a new package of U.S. sanctions that will apply to Russian political figures and oligarchs.
Zoos in Ukraine that have been impacted by the Russian invasion will get support from a new emergency wildlife fund created by the Denver Zoo. The Denver Zoo Wildlife Emergency Fund will also raise money to support animal organizations and personnel working in Ukraine. They'll provide food, transportation, vet care, and animal evacuations. And a Colorado veterinarian is taking things into his own hands. Dr. John Geller is based in Fort Collins. Well, he traveled to Romania to help refugees bring their pets across the border from Ukraine. He recruited a team of volunteer student vets to help him out.
You're a person that is so much more than your race and gender. You're a Christian, you're a mom, you're an intellect, you love books. But for me, I'm sorry, it's hard for me not to look at you and not see my mom, not to see my cousins, one of them who had to come here and sit behind you. She had to have your back. I see my ancestors and yours.
U.S. Senator Cory Booker there addressing Supreme Court nominee Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Yesterday marked the final day of questions for Jackson, the first black woman nominated to the nation's highest court. The committee will hear from character witnesses today and could vote on the nomination by early April. If confirmed, Judge Jackson says she will recuse herself from an affirmative action case the court will hear next term. The case involves minority admissions at Harvard. Jackson is a Harvard alum and serves on a policy board there.
Right now, Colorado's flags are flying at half-staff in honor of the late former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. On Wednesday, the first female Secretary of State died at the age of 84. She actually grew up in Denver after her family escaped Czechoslovakia as refugees when she was just 12, not long after World War II.
Right, her family became a big part of the University of Denver after her father took a job there teaching international studies. Her father is the founder and namesake of the Joseph Corbell School of International Studies at DU. His name is on the building, but Albright is leaving a legacy there too. Albright delivered the commencement address back in 2016, and more recently, she came to speak on campus with another former secretary.
She is a fierce advocate for and defender of democracy, and she worried enormously about what was happening in the world.
Madeleine Albright was a student at Kent Denver School, where she founded the International Relations Club. She was the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations before she served as Secretary of State.
Nobody is hurt after 2 avalanches on Wednesday. The Grand County Sheriff's Office says crews searched Berthoud Pass after an avalanche in the morning and confirmed that no one was trapped. The other avalanche happened along Loveland Pass and it blocked a car. No one was hurt there either, but a plow had to get the car out. Colorado Avalanche Information Center says avalanches can still happen even without big snowfalls because of unstable snow layers already on the ground. The Outdoor Retailer Trade Show will move back to Utah, its original home, despite boycott threats from environmental groups and big name companies. There will still be a show in Denver this summer, then it's back to Salt Lake City. Environmental groups and companies like REI, Patagonia, the North Face have threatened to boycott the trade show if it moves. They're accusing Utah's leaders of trying to chip away at protections for national monuments and public lands. New this morning, Dish Network is going to stop charging customers for an HD fee. They've had that fee for years, even though HD has been standard for a while now. People who subscribed after 2015 haven't had to pay it, but people who were already subscribed still got charged for it. For the first time since the pandemic started, Denver's Pride Parade will be back in person. The Center on Colfax says Pride Fest will be pretty much back to normal this year. So last year they had a couple in-person events, but the big parade stayed virtual because of COVID concerns. The festivities start in Civic Center Park on June 25th. The parade from Cheeseman Park to downtown Denver will happen on the 26th. And that's your Morning Rush.
And one thing you want to know about the weather, the temperatures are going up as the winds go down. Yeah, we'll see 60s today and again tomorrow. Only breezy today. Winds rather 20 to 30 miles an hour, not quite as stiff as they were yesterday.